Hey guys, just a small update. So I've got the LS1 now. So here it is here. So it's only got about 150,000 Ks on it, and it had a cam package put in it. So cams, lifters, springs, blah blah blah, all done at about 115,000. The guy said it was making around 365 rear wheel horsepower, and that was with the stock headers. So with extractors and maybe some ethanol. A little bit more of a gnarly tune because it's not going to be a full street car. It doesn't have to be super safe. Maybe crack around the 400, maybe 410, 420. I don't know these LS's too much, but hopefully we can get a little bit more power out of them before I chuck a charger on it later along the line, if I can get one for a good price. I don't want to be spending 10 grand on a top mount charger or anything, so hopefully I can get one second hand at a reasonable price, some sort of charger for it, and chuck it on there for a few more horsepowers. But I want to see what the standard Sylvia diff and half shafts can take first before I just chuck stupid power into it. Don't want to put in, 600-700 horsepower through it and blow it, and then don't really know at what power level that it blew. So then I can, if I step up the power incrementally, then I know sort of what everything can take, so I can fix it. So yeah, here's the engine. So it's in pretty good nick, as you can see. No obvious leaks that are from what I can see. It's got some nice new leads on there as well. The box itself, no leaks whatsoever, all in good condition. It's had a third gear solenoid upgrade or change or something or other, he said. Like I say, I don't really know my Holdens too much, so I'm sure someone else is probably going, yep. So it's pretty handy. The auto gearbox lines come up to the front here with these stupid Holden swivel quick connector thingies, so I'll probably lock them off there and then just put push on hose. And I've got a new trans cooler to put on as well. Then I'm just going to put my 4-inch intake off my Sylvia, so I'm just going to get a whatever this is, 3.5 or 3.75 to 4-inch silicon 90, and then put on my 4-inch pod and stainless intake. Should look quite nice. Now the subframe that I've got that mounts the LS into the Sylvia pushes the LS real far forward. As you can imagine, the LS it is a V8, but it's still a 4-cylinder in length, so the Sylvia fit, so a V8 can fit. And because the Holdens don't run a viscous coupling, they run a thermofan, you can really push the engine real far forward, so which gives us a lot of room around the bell housing. So hopefully it'll clear this hose here and the bell housing, because she's a pretty big deal. And then I'm just worried about the pan, so I'm sure the tunnel's going to have a lot of hammer persuasion to get it to fit, but I'm also thinking that worst comes to worst, I can also space down the subframe with some plates to sort of drop the whole engine assembly down, which will gain us some clearance in the tunnel area if the pan and the shift controller becomes a problem. Next thing on the list as well that I've seen is the shifter mechanism. So it's like a rod, so I'm going to have to change this, I think, to like a cable so I can run the shifter in the car. So I've been looking at some B&M shifters, so I'm probably going to have to go that kind of way. Hopefully they come with like a mounting kit to convert this to a cable, because obviously I can't really run this into the car too easily. I probably could make a custom rod, but I'd rather just be a cable, and then I can mount the shifter in the cars wherever I want. So if anyone knows anything like that exists, I'm sure it does, drop us a link in the description. So I've got the extractors here as well, so they're pretty good. I'll lock them off and either side pipe it or make a proper system, not sure yet. This is the transcooler, so it's just a it's a pretty good one, PWR transcooler, so I'll just be running that up the front just on its own. It's not going to run the radiator type cooler. Should be fine. So if any auto gurus out there that are looking at it, if you reckon running the transcooler at the front just by itself is going to be an issue, drop us a comment. Now for the ECU, the engine ECU and its loom is pretty self-integrated. It's just going to be the starting circuit, the trigger wire for the starter motor, the exciter wire for the alternator, and there's a few other little things that I don't have to wire up. Not too many wires. So I've got this body loom here, I'm also going to have to wire an OBD plug, so I'm going to have to try to get an OBD plug with a bit of wire hanging off it and wire them into whichever these ones are. So I've got this plug here. This came out of a WL Statesman, I think it's like a 2004. And I've also got this plug here. So if you've got any holding gurus out there that have the wiring schematics or pinouts for these two plugs, if you could drop us a PM or drop a comment and I'll get in contact with you and get the pinout, that'd be excellent. So I can find out what I need to wire up here. Because I'm sure there's only about 10 or so wires other than the OBD that I've got to wire up, so it shouldn't be too hard wiring into the S13. Just a speedo and tacho as well, so shouldn't be too hard. Anyway there guys, that's the update for today. I'll be ripping the subframe out of the car sometime during the week and swapping that over with the LS subframe, and then it'll pretty much start to get mounted in, and the engine I know fits. It's just the gearbox that I'm going to have to start clearancing and make up a bracket for it. So yeah, that's it guys, that's a little update, so stay tuned for more info.